Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark from 1981. Of course, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is coming up, the fifth film in the Indiana Jones saga. Um, I will say I had not really watched a lot of these films as an adult. I don't think. So a lot of these really feel like first time watches, but we'll get into that. I've also haven't seen some of them, so we'll be covering those on the channel as we move forward to the Dial of Destiny. This movie's rated PG with an hour and 55 minutes. Now, I think, of course, most people know that this was before there was a PG-13 rating. As of this recording, on Rotten Tomatoes, we have a 93% from the critics, 96% from the audience. So these films are very well beloved. Directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Lawrence Kasdan, George Lucas, and Phil Kaufman. In 1936, archaeologist adventurer in Indiana Jones is hired by the U.S. government to find the Ark of the Covenant before the bad guys can obtain its awesome powers. What a fun synopsis. Now, of course, the synopsis doesn't say bad guys. I'll be saying bad guys, but you guys know exactly what I mean. I just don't really want to repeat that over and over in a movie review. This movie stars Harrison Ford, of course, as Indiana Jones, Dr. Jones, Karen Allen as Marion, Paul Freeman as Belloc. And I know I'm saying that wrong because Indiana Jones corrected somebody over and over, and I don't remember how he said it. And we also have a lot more people. John Rhys Davies as Sala, Denholm Elliott as Brody. We get to see Alfred Molina in the beginning of the film, which is really fun. I Like I said, I either forgot or had never seen that part. I remember specific bits and pieces of this film, so it was really really fun to rewatch. Of course, you can watch all these films on Disney Plus. So let's get into it. uh, First of all, one cannot discuss the cultural impact of Raiders of the Lost Ark without acknowledging its influence in pop culture. The film not only introduced audiences to the iconic character of Indiana Jones, but also set up a template for a new kind of action adventure hero story. Indiana Jones became an archetype, a rugged yet charming archaeologist who navigates treacherous landscapes and faces off against formidable adversaries in pursuit of ancient relics. This archetype has since become a staple in the genre, inspiring countless imitations and creating a lasting impact on the action adventure genre as a whole. When examining how this film has aged also in the current landscape of things, it's remarkable to see how well this film holds up. Despite being released over 4 decades ago, Raiders of the Lost Ark continues to captivate audiences with its engaging storytelling and just overall expert craftsmanship. I mean, there's a reason why Steven Spielberg continues to make films as of this day. Uh, the film's pacing remains tight, ensuring that there's never a dull moment. The movie just kind of goes, and goes. The character dynamics overall are witty dialogue and thrilling set pieces. They remain as enthralling as ever, really transcending any generation gaps. Like, think if you show this to a newer audience, I think they'll still be captured. Their imagination will still be captured by some of the things, that capture original audiences. John Williams score. Let's talk about that. We have to talk about John Williams. Every time the little sting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every time that came on screen, or I heard it, like I was immediately captured. Like it was kind of like a call to pay extra attention to what's about to happen on the screen. So it deserves a special mention for its significant contribution to the film's success. Williams is a master of creating a memorable and evocative musical composition, and this work here is no exception. The iconic Indiana Jones theme is instantly recognizable and serves as a rallying cry, as I mentioned before. Williams' score adds a layer of excitement and emotional depth to the film, enhancing the impact of each scene and allowing the audience to fully feel immersed in the world of Indiana Jones. I really wish they had at some point, like, it would have been cool if Disney had re-released some of these films in theaters, kind of like they did for some of the Star Wars stuff, like especially leading up to the fifth film. Now, visually, Raiders of the Lost Ark, for the most part, remains a visual treat. The film's production design transports viewers to different corners of the globe, whether it's in a jungle in South America or the streets of Cairo. There's a lot of attention to detail to recreate what the audiences believe to be the 1930s. I don't know how accurate all that stuff is, but it's definitely commendable how much they try to bring authenticity to the world. The cinematography really captures the grandeur and intimacy of the film in different locations, further enhancing the impact of this film. Sometimes there are some really cool shots. Um from far away to establish where everything is. Sometimes we got to get in real close and right up to the face of the character to really show that impact. Uh, while this movie is still associated with a swashbuckling adventure and lighthearted fun overall, I think most people remember it because of that. It also delves into a little bit more of a darker territory. Like I think any exploration film like this has to do that, right? The film doesn't shy away from depicting uh, like really scary, scary stuff. If I had watched this when I was a kid, there are some scenes where I'm like, would have been really, really freaky. Like, whether it's a corpse that's been caught in a trap, or like the pit of snakes. The inclusion of a lot of these sequences just add a layer of depth to the narrative. That really makes this feel like a bit of a different film, specifically for the time that it came out. It reminds us that the pursuit of this historical knowledge and artifacts can come with grave repercussions. So it's not all about fun and Indiana Jones kind of hanging out. It really brings a little bit of weight to the adventure. Um, they also the there is some I think CGI and effects that obviously haven't aged as well, but they still look very good. Like it doesn't look distracting. Like once you can probably notice it, but it doesn't take away from the rest of the film. I think the performances are great. I think Indiana Jones, specifically Harrison Ford's take on the character, uh, just he's so charming, but also really well put together. Specifically for a college professor, like when he has to get rough and tumble, like he's down to do it. Like there's no shying away from some of the violence or some of the fighting or some of the stuff that he has to do. Now, I will say, I think the film sometimes washes over a little bit of like how silly a plan that Indiana Jones comes up with. And kind of the circumstances sometimes they're not very clear, specifically with the whole excavation thing. Like uh, Indy gets to do a lot of things that kind of go unnoticed for such a long time. Now, this may be, this is attributed kind of to like the hubris of the bad guys, that they don't think that he would be able be capable of doing anything about it. But yeah, I thought some of those things like it's just kind of like let your let the movie be the movie and tell you the story that it's trying to tell. So it was not a down point. It was just something I kind of noticed as I was watching. Uh, then, to kind of close this out, the impact of the film's ending cannot be understated. It just delivers a powerful combination of the narrative that's been building, the suspense, the tension, all the scenes, like all the cool action scenes that there's a few, I would say there's about three big set pieces on here that really raise the stakes, but then we get to this last one. And uh, yeah, I mean, it's very hands off when it comes to the characters, and it's super like I think some of that stuff is what really brings this to an iconic status. Those are the scenes that people remember. So I'm excited to explore more and revisit some of these films. Like I said, I don't think I've seen them all. I definitely haven't seen the third one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen the second one and the fourth one, but I don't think I've seen the third one. So it'll be nice to revisit all these. So yeah, this movie, and people love it for a reason, right? So I was very glad to revisit this and glad to make a video and get to talk about it a little bit. So as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you thought about this film. Let me know which are your like give me your ranking for the Indiana Jones film. We'll definitely be doing that once we watch Dial of Destiny. I'm really excited for that film. So this is going to be a lot of Indiana Jones actually for the rest of the week. So thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.